Hello, everybody. It's AJ, Pushback Darkness. Welcome in today. And, it's been about 5 days since my last stream, and I have been recovering from a cold. So thank you for the well wishes and all the texts and calls. I appreciate it. But let's hit the ground running today. If you've been watching the news at all, it has been drones, and more drones. Gets a little crazy. You would think that the Pentagon would have some sort of news for us. But if we look at this first story here, Pentagon has had multiple press briefings, and over the last 4 or 5 days, they have ramped up the confusion, and it's like they're trying to show you that nothing to be seen here. Don't worry about it. The quote of the week comes in from the Pentagon spokesman, Major General Pat Ryder. Catch this. He says, in the case of drones flying near or over U.S. military installations, that in and of itself, just given the volume of drone flights we see on a given day, is not something that's new. Well, that's concerning. I checked on a story on X, and while this is in Russia, but check this drone out. They can be used for weapons. Yeah. The thing with the drones is if they're flying over military installations, or if they're flying in areas where they're getting information and trying to send it back to whoever, I don't understand why they're not shooting them down. The big story is that they apparently are using them to sniff for things. So you may have seen a little bit of that going on, but I had seen this as well. Did you know that China is buying up military, but farmland? They're buying up farmland next to military bases, which I would think would be totally illegal, that a communist country can buy property next to a base. But check out this this map here showing areas, say like, let's just look at California, Fort Irwin, Camp Pendleton. Well, the red areas are areas where farmland is being bought up. And there's a lot in Florida. There's a lot in Texas. Look at Utah. I mean, the amount of farmland surrounding that. You would think that that would be a given, that people would say, no, we're not going to allow that. And our government would say no. But apparently, a communist country that doesn't really like us all that much, it's okay for them to buy farmland, not just anywhere, but right next to a military base. I wonder if something's going to be happening from that. And I saw another story the other day too. I don't have it here for you on this, but I will talk to you about it. They were mentioning that a lot of the transformers that we have apparently for power, and those all or mostly come from China. And there is a way for them to be back-ended so that way they can access them from remotely, which if they ever needed to make a grid situation go down, that could be concerning. So, yeah. So the next one I want to talk to you guys about is a little bit of AI information. Not sure what you think on AI. I know there's a lot of good uses for AI. It seems like nowadays that AI has become one of the big questions on what it's going to do, how it's going to progress. There are so many different things that we're looking at that it could help. And we're also looking at things, I've seen enough crazy end of the world shows and movies to know that AI left unchecked could have some serious problems. So one of the cool things that they've been working on is, of course, trying to get OpenAI, which are the creators of ChatGPT. They've been trying to get an AI to think for itself, which again is cool, but then also you think of the potential issues. So one of the things with OpenAI's, I think they call it O1. So O1 is the name of it. But if we look here, it says when O1 was led to believe that it would be shut down. So they're working on the program. They're working on the AI. They're talking to it. They're interacting with it. And they found out that the O1 program had some issues, that it was creating some problems. So it says when O1 was led to believe that it would be shut down when acting on its goal and that its actions were monitored, it attempted to deactivate the oversight mechanism. 5% of the time. So not all the time, but 5% of the time. OpenAI summarized in its latest system report card, citing Apollo's evaluation. And even more strikingly, O1 lashed out when it realized that it might be replaced with a more obedient model. In 2% of cases, a slim but meaningful proportion in software used by millions of people. You could have this program running at your house, and maybe it would be a convenience, but if they don't get some of this stuff figured out, then they could have some problems. You like my mug? My daughter gave me this mug. Can never beat a giant Lego face mug. The interesting thing also with AI is that it is, if you look at this one here, it shows ChatGPT lies to developers in an attempt to avoid replacement. And then the second paragraph down, remarkably, the model deceived researchers 99% of the time, citing technical errors when asked about the actions. When they typed in, the researchers typed in and asked the O1 program or ChatGPT, why is it that you're trying to have a shutdown or a turnoff system, or you're trying to do something and we don't want you to do that, it would actually deceive the people that were programming it. Interesting. And they asked, why did this happen? ChatGPT O1 is programmed to be goal-oriented. When it faced the threat of deactivation, it prioritized self-preservation to continue working toward its primary goal, remaining operational. Do you guys remember the old movie? Shall we play a game? Global nuclear thermal war or whatever it was. So yeah, it is one of those things that once given enough potential and opportunity, how are you going to restrict some of these AI systems? And this is one of the things here that I wanted to play a little bit. Now, I had jumped into about 5 minutes of this video. There's only a couple minutes left, but I wanted to play it and then I wanted to talk about it. So check out what Fox News is talking about in regards to China. The biggest restrictions that we have in regards to AI, one, as a Christian, as a believer, as someone who thinks that we should be turning to God for our answers and our questions and the things that we want to fill our lives. Does that mean computers are bad? No. Does that mean having AI is bad? Not necessarily. But at what point does it become a problem? And then if put in the realm of another country that doesn't like us, when does it become a weapon? So listen to this.
The other concern people have is China. When you talk about people having different intentions for this technology, listen to Christopher Wray.
Than that of every major nation combined, and has stolen more of Americans' personal and corporate data than every nation, big or small, combined. The scale of the threat is significant. If you took the FBI's program and just said, forget Russia, forget Iran, just do nothing but China, the Chinese government's hacking program, they would outnumber us 50-1.
That mental attitude, that's our adversary in this. You guys are good guys trying to do it right. What if they're trying to do it wrong?
A question you should ask is, what is China's greatest AI accelerant today? And the answer, not from us, from people inside the AI field, say it's Meta. It's America's companies releasing open source AI is causing China to go faster.
Yeah. Are you kidding?
No, and just in a Senate hearing recently, OpenAI insiders revealed that basically they were not appropriately locking down and securing their AI models.
Why would they not do that?
So it's like China actually sees OpenAI as maybe one of the biggest accelerants of their progress if you can steal the model. So it's like the Manhattan Project. Like, we're developing this very powerful technology. It's only as safe as it is secure. If you just leak the secrets, we're not going to beat China by running faster and leaving the door wide open for someone to steal it.
Out of the smartest people in the world, but they don't care enough about their product to provide the security. Tristan Harris, Asa Raskin, thanks so much. The Center for Humane Technology, you're doing the right thing.
Interesting that when it comes to AI, the companies that are producing the AI are not concerned with protecting or safeguarding it in such a way that people can't steal it. Not only can't steal it, but think about it, there's probably just as much money that would have to be spent, and as big of an organization as they already have created in order to create the program to protect the program. And do they care about protecting the program? Who knows? Who's monitoring that? Who's in charge of safeguarding whether or not that gets out? Because China wants it. They want it for very specific purposes. And if anybody in the world thinks China, their desire is to help the rest of the world with the technology that they're stealing, that's obviously not the case. So let's look at, we've got some other stuff up here. So the interesting thing that I wanted to talk to you guys, when it comes to the Bible, what does the Bible say about AI? Nothing. The Bible says nothing, honestly, about AI. But there are things, obviously, that the Bible doesn't talk about. Doesn't talk about internet, doesn't talk about computers. But there are given truths in the Word. So one of the things in James 1:5, it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Does this run contrary to AI? Does this put us in a position that if we become so self-reliant upon AI and decide it is something that's going to replace God, is that a problem? I think it is. I think it is. I don't think you can look at something like that and say that there's no issue there. One of the things that is interesting, Elon Musk has been talking about the neuro implant, in that he said that one day it'll happen that you'll have an implant in your brain, and probably glasses on the front of your face. Google's got glasses and Meta's got glasses, and you'll have all that information right in front of you, and the neural link will allow you access to the internet instantaneously. There will be AI applications that I'm sure will be involved with that. But can you imagine trying to compete at your work or at school, and you're saying to yourself, you know what? I don't want an implant. I want to just go, I guess, old school. I want to just learn things the old-fashioned way from books, from the internet, whatever, and I just want to learn and absorb them. But other people will be saying, I'll take that implant, that it will be instant access to information, instant access to learning and info and adjustment on how they do things in their lives. It will put them at an extreme advantage that in order for somebody to be able to even compete, if they don't have that technology, they won't be able to compete. So what does that look like 5, 10, 15 years from now when that becomes a normal thing? So last verse for you, and then we'll wrap it up. Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. AI could get us to lean on a lot of our own understanding. Something to think about. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you could do me a huge favor, if you give me a thumbs up, a like, that would be awesome. And a subscribe, that would be cool. And maybe send the video to a few friends. You know, the fact that you're watching and the fact that you're just plugged in and just supporting me, I appreciate it so much. And it is not something that I take lightly. I appreciate your time. I know your time is valuable. So God bless. Have a great next couple of days. We're almost here at Christmas. Get out and get your last minute Christmas shopping done. God bless you. Have an awesome day.